Actually, I will talk about this. I will talk about this. So, in about it was about 2000. It was about 2000. Maybe it was about 2001. It could have been two. It might have been 2002. Around about 2002. So my friend Peter, he used to live in Rushcutters Bay, and in fact, okay, when he went away overseas, I did some house sitting for him for about 4 or 5 days, but it might not have been that occasion. Okay. What happened in 2001? So, this was 2001. I used to go to Berry Street in North Sydney, goodness knows why, and I went there on about 5 or 6 occasions, and in fact, now I actually remember one night I cut my lip. I ordered a beer. From the bartender at Berry Street, the nightclub in Berry Street, North Sydney, and I cut my lip on the beer. And I went up to the bartender and complained. He went, "Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry about that. Oh, that shouldn't have happened. Free beers for you now for the night. Free beers." Upon my second beer, he said, "That's enough for you, mate. You've had your freebies." I'm like, "Oh, I thought it was the rest of the night." "Yeah, you've had your freebies, mate." And so, but that's what I actually wanted to say. I did a bit of an experiment. I wanted to see what would happen, and I was incredibly. This is in my late 20s. I was incredibly tired, and I was on the North Sydney part. Okay, I was on this side of the Harbour Bridge, but I was a bit further up, and I had been walking for a while, a small while, away from the Berry Street area, and I saw, those islands in the middle of the road, the triangular islands in the middle of the road. So this is a Saturday night. It's about 8 p.m., maybe 9 p.m., and I wanted to see what would happen. So I decided to lay down. I laid down on the island and I just laid there. I was just laying there. I thought, I wonder how many cars it'll take. I wonder how many cars it'll take going by for someone to stop and say, "Hey, are you alright? Are you okay?" So what happened was this. Because I wasn't a woman, because I wasn't a girl, that's the facts. I listened to about 50 cars pass me, all in all about 200 cars pass me. Comments were made. I got yelled at. "Get a job! Cut your hair!" Even though my hair was to here at the time. Get a job! And about 5 cars stopped. I pulled up, looked at me. "What's wrong with you, mate? Get up! Get a job!" And I had a few choice words said to me, and then they drove off. And I'm thinking, wow. I thought if I was a girl, if I was a woman, I wouldn't have been laying there for more than a minute. But because I was a guy in my late 20s, and about 200 cars passed me, insults, choice words, "Get up, get a job," and in fact, I think it was the police stopped. And they said, "What are you doing, mate? What are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm really tired, exhausted, just trying back to work." And they said, "This is not a good place to stop, mate. Not a good place to stop." Got in their car and they drove me to the other side of Sydney. They they drove me back to the other side of Sydney. The thing about that is I can't remember at the time if I was house sitting for my friend who lived in Darlinghurst, Rushcutters Bay. He lived in Rushcutters Bay, and I was house sitting because we went twice, and I did 4 or 5 days of house sitting for him. And it might have been that time actually. It might have been that I might have gotten them to drive it back to Rushcutters Bay, or just to the other side here. And they dropped me across. They said, "Try not to make a habit of that, mate." Oh, I said, "No, I won't do that again. I won't do that again." They said, "Yeah, mate, that's not the best idea. Don't make a habit of it. Have a good night." And the point of the story is that wow, yeah, I wasn't a damsel in distress, and if I was a woman, if I was a girl, if I was a woman, first car would have stopped. I would have been laying there for not even 30 seconds, I think, not even 30 seconds before someone said, "Is everything okay? Are you alright? Are you okay?" But because I was a guy, it was totally different. Because I was a guy, and I was very naive. I thought, I won't be laying here for more than a minute. I'll give it 2 minutes before someone says, "Mate, are you alright?" Not at all. So I do remember that, and a big difference between a guy and a girl. Huge difference. If a woman was to do that, my goodness, 5 cars would stop at once, and she'd get all the assistance she needed. But if a guy's laying there, he'll have insults thrown at him, choice words, and they'll let you. You'll lie there until the police come and say, "What are you doing, mate?" But I remember that. It was about 2001 I did that. Yeah, it would have been 2001. Berry Street, North Sydney nightclub. I used to go there. Don't know why I used to go there. Got treated pretty badly there, as I remember. Because I used to go there to have a good time. I don't know why I thought that. I'd stay, I don't know, an hour and think, I gotta get out of here. And the moment I went back to the other side of Sydney to a gig, to a metal gig, I felt good. Back in those days, where were the metal gigs back in those days? Well, I can't remember. Wait, Club 77 and Blink at the Cross. Blink at the Cross at the back lane there, and Club 77. So Blink on a Friday night, Club 77 on a Saturday night, and metal gigs were generally at the Lansdowne or down at the Baldface Stag. And Frankie's didn't open until 2010, but there were and then not forgetting to go to the club, and Gaelic Club was good for a lot of things, but there was another bar just up from the Gaelic Club. I can't remember what it was called now. That was so good for gigs. Closed down years ago now. Years ago. Closed down years ago now. Closed down years ago now. Years ago. And yes, lying down on an island in the middle of the laneway in North Sydney. Yes, so I did that. Oh, today's date. What's today's date? It's the 5th of the 12th, 2023, and it's 4:20 p.m. Handsome me.